Welcome to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba, and I'm here with Ben Doherty, American Business Network. ABN is a fully owned subsidiary of ABDC. Ben, welcome to the show, and tell us about ABDC.
Gladly, but first, happy 4th of July.
Thanks.
ABDC was created several years ago to be a holding company for the events and a membership platform, and to build out a electronic magazine, which we call BizNet. The final piece would be the holding of a closed-end investment entity known as ABDC Hedge. And that's what we're about. More recently, we have solidified that business plan, which we can get into as the interview continues.
Okay, you're going to do an IPO, what I understand. Is that right?
Well, you're absolutely correct. But before we do the IPO, we are cleaning up a recent merger with a OTC market company. The name of the company is Internet Infinity, and we are thrilled to be associated with one of our original shareholders, of which you are one. And Dr. George Morris is the majority shareholder of a company that he built 10 or 12 years ago. So we're really thrilled about that, Michael, that we have the public entity to proceed us to the public offering. Hold it just a minute. Someone walked in, and I've got to stop here. Oh, there you are. What? Oh, I'm being interviewed. Can I have that? And I'm going to be about 20 minutes, so you're going to have to come back. Yeah, turn down. Okay. I'm sorry. That's what you get when you leave your door open.
Okay.
Are you there?
Yeah, we'll take it from the top again.
All right.
Okay.
Where do you want me to start?
Was that the band of dancing girls coming through?
That was the dancing girls. That's the first act.
The first act. You are so good. Okay, tilt the camera down just a little bit because all we see is the top of your head. There, perfect. Yeah, just sit back, relax, take it easy. You ready?
Okay.
Okay, from the top. Well, a little bit more. Tilt it down a little bit more so we get more than just your head. The camera angle. Down. No, the other way. Yeah. How about... Okay, that's good. Perfect. Don't touch it. Welcome to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining us. My guest today is Ben Doherty, American Business Network. Ben, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Michael.
All right, Ben, ABN, American Business Network, is a fully owned subsidiary of ABDC. Tell our audience what ABDC is.
ABDC is, in fact, a holding company. Its acronym means American Business Development Company, which was an absolutely natural holding company for our events, which we have evolved through the years to a name known as American Business Network. But more than that, Michael, it ultimately will become, ABDC will build out a closed-end investment company known as ABDC Hedge. We have currently merged with a pink sheet company known as Internet Infinity, and we will proceed to a Reg A offering, initial public offering.
Right, is that the company, the symbol is ITNF, right?
ITNF is the correct symbol.
Okay. What's that company going to do? Is just give you a better platform for funding projects?
For all of ABDC's business entities and vertical revenues.
Okay.
It'll also have its original business, which is consulting internet activities such as optimization of your web page, the SEO, and it will, but its its main function will be to serve as a holding company.
Got it. Now, just so the audience knows, your main focus with your luncheons, your meetings, is really connecting entrepreneurs and angel investors. Elaborate on that for us.
Sure. I began my love affair with the Angel Investor Group about 2005. And it was during that time that I became a member of an Angel Investor Group back east. Eventually, the president of that group retired, and they all looked to me and said, Ben, how would you like to take over? I said, I would love to, but it's going to be different, and we're going to build out something that is lasting and more than just a place to spend fun money and have fun times 3 or 4 days out of each quarter. So what it ultimately was built is what we're working today, as we call American Business Network. American Business Network ultimately will be in the advertising business. Michael, if we didn't learn anything from the Facebook interviews, we learned that it was never meant to be anything other than a platform for advertising, and that's exactly where we're headed. And we'll start that advertising business model when we have reached 1,000 signed members. Now, you think that's low, but we're advised that that's a starting place. Anyway, the ABDC is truly meant for the entrepreneur, and everything that it does, it is entrepreneur suited.
Tell me how you're going to advertise. What are we doing with that?
Well, we right now there is no charge to become a signed up member of the business platform of choice. But we will bring in an advertising consultant that we've been working with to take us into the related fields first, obviously financial areas. We have had a major interest expressed to us by the venues we use. We use Brinker's, for example, Brinker's International and all of their restaurants. And we use, Landry's, which is an enormous branding with their Mortons and so on. And they have expressed an interest when we get to the point that we're ready to talk. They want to visit with us. And of course, the hotels that we use around the country for our one-day conferences would be certainly advertising companions.
Okay, so you're going to take the funding that you get from the OTC roll-up, if you will, from ITNF, and use it to expand your business. Use of funds. Give us an idea, being a founding shareholder of your new venture, give me an idea of what we're going to do next, where you're going to use the money.
When we complete the IPO, is that the question, the use of proceeds from the IPO?
Yes.
Yes, of course. It's always been our desire to, along with the individual members when they write their individual investment checks, to have an entity that if one could make the case, one would receive an investment. And that's exactly where we're so perfectly suited, because we have literally a factory of producing worthy and promising deals coming from American Business Network that will be monitored and reviewed and attended by the investment committee of ABDC Hedge. So we have one supplying the other. The normal hedge fund fees are somewhere between not zero, but 1% and 4%. So if you did a modest 2% and you had $20 million in management, that's not bad income for this little company that is just getting started and is on its way. You can think, in a way, and I know this sounds outrageous, but we are a micro model of the Berkshire Hathaway.
Okay, I get it. Is there any other events that we should note about before we close on today that are coming up where people can, come shake your hand, talk to you about it, and understand more in-depthly about your process and the results that they can achieve for themselves?
This summer is packed full of luncheon events, and we will have our quarterly event in October, probably Dallas, Texas, and we will utilize one of the five-star hotels to attract our memberships nationwide. But this summer, we are holding forth at all of our chapters, pretty much all of them, which is, of course, the Texas, South Florida, Northeast, Southern California, and we have luncheons planned for every week in July and August. So we try to get around to each of our chapters located in 24 cities throughout the United States 4 times a year. And of course, this will be our summer swing. So we have some great companies, some of which are in the oil and gas business, some of which are in the medical device business. We have technology offerings. So we have a mixture, a real mix of good, promising companies with promising revenues.
Well, Ben, I look forward to interviewing you again and some of the people that you bring on to your luncheons and you'd like to put forth to us so that we can spread the good word for you.
Thank you so much, Michael. You know me well enough to know that I've never met an entrepreneur that I didn't like. So with that, we'll say happy 4th of July.
Thanks. All right, you've been watching CEO Money with Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining with us. We'll be back with our next unicorn.